right now I'm working less with the artists.
Okay.
Because I found there was a lot of stress involved with working with artists.
What kind of stress?
And they book short notice, and they're not willing to pay an amount that you would be comfortable charging.
Yeah.
So it's like they're doing you a favor. I'm helping you. I'm a star. I'm a star.
Exposure.
So yeah, you're gaining exposure.
Welcome back to Kampala Mode. This is a space where we talk to all your favorite fashion creatives, whether it's designers, stylists, models, everyone in between, just to kind of get to know how things are made, how things are done here in the industry in Kampala. Today, we have one of, the stylists that are really making a move. Stylish, should I say stylist, designer?
All designer, stylist.
Yes. Mulc here with us today.
Hello viewers, I'm Charles Mulumba and I'm the founder and creative director of Mulc UG. Mulc UG is a contemporary luxury fashion brand that creates exquisite bespoke tuxedos as well as timeless, unique, elegant gowns for the affluent. And it's such a pleasure to be here on Kampala Mode.
Yeah, thanks for making the time to come here. Do you prefer to be called by Charles? Be called Mulc?
I think Mulc is fine. Yes.
Okay, yeah. There's something interesting you mentioned just from your intro about how you dress the affluent.
Yes.
The rest should... The rest should fall in. They should find someone else to style them.
The way you're putting it isn't that. I basically work with literally everyone as long as you can pay whatever Mulc UG charges for our products and services.
Yeah.
And in most cases, in normal occasions, it's more of the affluent that feel comfortable paying what we charge, and for our services it's usually the affluent that use our services. But on special occasions, like since we are more into the wedding sector, people always save up to have the best for their big days, for the wedding. So that is why I said we basically work with anyone. As long as you save enough for your big day,
as long as your budget is affluent,
put in a Mulc UG piece, you'll get the Mulc UG touch.
Okay. Can you tell me about your fashion journey, like before becoming who you are today? How did you end up in this space?
Prior to joining the fashion industry, actually, I wasn't a fashion person.
Okay.
I was, the people that know me from way back, from school and all that, know me as this very basic kid, very confused. But I wouldn't say I was confused, but more of basic. Since most of my fashion choices were based on what my parents bought for me. So what my mom gets for me is what I have to wear. And I had to be obedient. I'm not like these kids that used to be big-headed and bring illegal things to school. So what my parents provide is what I go with. And they were not so much of fashion savvy. So, but when I got done with high school, I was in Tanzania for my Form 6 vac. And while in Tanzania, I used to work with my uncle there. And there is this hotel I used to go to. I used to see lots of designers there in the Rock City, Mwanza. Diamond Platnumz, Zari Boss Lady. That time they were together. I used to come, I used to look at their fashion, and I'm like, I love this. Slowly by slowly, my interest in fashion started coming back. When I returned to Uganda, I made friends with some people who are connected with people in the fashion industry. So the more I hung out with them, the more I got to know about the industry in Uganda. I didn't really know what I was meant to do in the fashion industry. So there is a time I even went for the Kampala Fashion Week model casting. I didn't know. And a Mulc bounced me. And I was like, why is this short guy bouncing, someone taller than him. So from there, I just got involved with different stylists like Kaiju Kabas, Charles Solomon. I used to meet them on set. Actually, intentionally used to go after my lectures in year one. There was a photo studio in Kololo called the I Love Photo Pro, and most of the celebrities and the stylists, they all used to shoot there. So I went there. There were photographers like Manzi Roland, there was O'Neill Eyes those days, Drama Duncan. So I used to see how they do their work, and I gained interest. So I officially said, oh, I'm a stylist, but I didn't know what a stylist in detail does. So when I used to get clients, I used to refer them to either Abbas or Tazibon. So, and I would watch closely as they work. I would go as they pick pieces for the client.
So how would you, how did you find them? Would you just say,
no, people would just reach out
volunteer,
because I had put stylist. So people want to reach out. Obviously, they are looking for people. They don't want people who overcharge them, so they reach out to me, and I end up taking them to these top designers and stylists and watch them as they do their thing. From there, I gain something. So I officially started doing styling. I used to work with lots of artists. Those days before I moved what I do now, because right now I'm working less with the artists, because I found there was a lot of stress involved with working with artists.
What kind of stress?
And they book short notice, and they're not willing to pay an amount that you would be comfortable charging. So it's like they're doing you a favor. I'm helping you. I'm a star. I'm a star.
Exposure.
So you're gaining exposure. For example, someone can offer you like 200,000. The moment I felt insulted the most, I was offered 100,000 Ugandan shillings to provide 4 looks. And when the client sent inspiration for the looks, I looked at the looks, and if I was to charge, each look wouldn't go for less than 200. And they're offering 100,000 just because they're shooting with this Muzungu photographer. You're working with the TV personality. They're going to give you a mention on social media and on TV. So you're supposed to be grateful. Thank God I turned it down. So some of that stress, there's a lot of stress. People who work with artists know the stress involved with artists. So right now I feel at comfort working with ordinary people, the corporates, the affluent. Any amount I charge, if they feel I'm worth being paid, that they will pay it on time and not on short notice. So that is how I moved from styling. So when lockdown came, I took a short course in image consultancy. So I became a certified image consultant. And during the lockdown, I was training myself, watching a couple of videos online on how to make clothes, obviously, because I felt after some time in the fashion industry, I felt I was meant to make the actual clothes, not just put looks together. So I learned a little bit. So once the lockdown was lifted, I officially launched the section of my brand as a bespoke designer. I was mainly, at the beginning, I was just doing other outfits. But after time, after perfecting the skill, I had to join the bridal wedding segment because I felt that is where more money is and people cherish their wedding day a lot, and I love to see a smile on people's faces, the way they feel on their special day, because I saw doing clothes for photo shoots and everything else, people do those things literally every month. People be shooting. But the wedding day is a very special time. Some people get married only once. Yes, some can get married up to 7 times. But that doesn't mean the moment is not special. It's still a very special moment. So I'm now focusing mainly on wedding styling, and bespoke wedding gowns and wedding tuxedos. But obviously, I'm still serving my image consulting clients because they want a professional image out there.
Right.
For example, the people it could be ministers, it could be big business owners, generally influential people that are more in the corporate world. So we create an image for them from their wardrobe, how they want to be perceived. Most of them usually have a very basic wardrobe, so they reach out to us and they want something better. They would want to upgrade their wardrobes. You know, usually people love someone that is looking really smart. Not the things of wearing an oversized suit and you're going to work. The colors of the suit you're wearing don't match your color. They don't match your position. Like the general outlook from the colors you should be wearing, how you should be portrayed in the general public. That is all in image consultancy, and we still offer that to our esteemed clients.
Yes. Recently we were on a photo shoot together, and there was this gorgeous gown. I kind of want to talk about that. Like, of course we'll splice in a photo here so that you can actually see what it looks like, but it had this underlay of like the kitenge, and then from the bottom it was like flaring upwards, and it was just like, whew. Can you tell me more about that look? Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was a beaded kitenge gown. So usually people associate to kitenge to things that are cheap, things that they associate it to people that are not stylish. They're used to local women, local people in their villages wear kitenge. So I focused on making that beaded kitenge gown. I saw lots of designers, but especially in West Africa and South Africa, where designers like upgrade the African fabric, be it kente, be it the South African prints, all they add beading to enhance the look. So I decided, why don't I also do this to promote the African fabric more? People have got lost in the modern fabrics. Someone says, I don't want kitenge, I don't want kitenge. When you suggest as the like material you're going to be working with. So when you do something that is different, you could marry the kitenge with a beaded lace, or you could add beading to it. So that people love our African fabrics more. From the kikoyi, I've seen different designers working with the kikoyi. Designers like Sham Tyra, there was a look she did in kikoyi, and it was fully beaded.
And is that the look that she did with Fabiola?
Yes, I loved that piece. And I've seen a couple of other designers do it. So I think, and I thought to myself, we as designers, we should be promoting the African fabrics, African fashion to the international world. Because if we ourselves don't promote our own things, who will do it? So that was the main inspiration for that. And we'll continue doing a couple of other looks using the kitenge and other African fabric, just to promote the African heritage.
Can I ask now about like your personal style? Like, how would you describe your personal style?
My personal style, I think it's not constant. It depends on my mood. So sometimes I wake up when I'm very unbothered. Even with the way I dress, I'll look unbothered. But if I'm going to see like a client, I put in some effort.
I mean,
other times I don't put in effort. If I'm going to see a client, I dress according. I know what kind of client I'm going to see, what kind of meeting I'm going to, or what kind of place I'm going to, and I dress accordingly. I'm not about whether I could even wear a fur coat that is very thick and too much sun.
Yeah.
I could even wear just a vest in winter. So it depends on my mood that day. But most of the times when I'm not in the public or anything, I'm mainly wearing those mini shorts. That's what I'm very comfortable in. Yes.
The ones they call the Elijah Chitaka shorts.
Yeah. I think Elijah Chitaka is even slightly longer. Yeah, I like my shorts like shorter than Elijah Chitaka.
Damn.
So that's what I'm more comfortable in.
Yeah.
Yes, but generally I have to dress to portray like what I'm serving my clients. If I'm meeting a corporate client, I'll be fully dressed.
Yeah.
So that the client is really impressed with my dress code. Because I can't show up looking like I'm an artist going to perform on stage when I'm showing up to the client claiming I'm an image consultant. And people have talked a lot about my work. Usually my clients come to me through word of mouth, recommendation. They see another client looking really good, their stylist agent, and they ask, who's handling your fashion? And they say, oh, there's this designer, there's this image consultant called Mulc UG. You should meet them. You should schedule a consultation with them. So a client wouldn't want to see like the total opposite. They'll be like, will this person really give me the image I'm trying to portray there? Because you've showed up in like ripped jeans and that jacket that is too extra, and yet they are someone that is simple. Yeah. They are more of like
reserved.
Yeah, reserved and very formal. So I always
you mean something like that, like ripped jeans can cost you the job, even when they've seen the work that you've done.
Some clients want to see how you handle yourself. It goes beyond your work. Some people, how do you handle yourself around other people or your clients? There are people, especially in our industry, they are fellow creatives that think they are too big, and yet those are the clients that are the real clients that pay money, are the ones that are not in the public eye.
You may not know them, you may not
how
see
do you
them,
treat them? Just because you've met someone at the mall and they stop you and say, hello, I love your work, and you think they are nobodies, or they are just fans, they can't afford your services. Those are the people that can pay whatever amount of money you will charge. And those people that are in the public eye, all over the magazines, the TV every time, those that are always splashing money on TV, in the newspapers, they are saying, oh, don't so and so. Those ones can't afford your services on a daily. They only afford your services just for show off.
Right.
So always carry yourself with a lot of dignity. Be very humble when you're approaching anyone, no matter how many international awards you have.
Right.
Because the clients that pay money don't care about that. They care about how you handle yourself and your work.
True.
They even don't know about their words. They don't even care about that because they have more accomplishments.
It's us who are obsessed with
most of those
things,
people have greater achievements than your low life awards that you're bragging about. So always treat everyone with the same respect that you treat those celebrities, those A-list moguls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and how does, I notice like you always ignore like a lot of the noise, a lot of the glitz, the glam, the whatnot, and you're in your space and in your corner.
Yes, when I was starting, when you're just joining the industry, you're excited about fame. Oh my God, chilling with this celebrity, being in this bar. So I went through that entire phase, and I think I'm past that. I think I got over that phase when I'm still really young. Yeah. So at this point, people think I'm even an old man. Because they say, how come we don't see you in bars? We don't see you in all these events. Because I'm invited for all those events, but I don't show up. Because at the end of the day, you'll just go there and probably waste a lot of time. People are just taking pictures with you, like you're just drinking, and some people are just doing drugs. So I just felt for my mental health, it is better that I just keep behind the scenes. Yeah. and let my work speak.
Yeah.
When people see your work, they'll always give you more work. And when I'm talking about work, I'm not talking about these small jobs, these small photo shoots. I'm talking about big jobs that can pay the salaries of your employees, that can elevate your brand. Those big projects where, for example, a client can say, you're going to make for me my wardrobe that I will wear for the entire year. I have these meetings with this president in this country. I have not the things of like one photo shoot. Where most of the people that be at events just need your services for just like once in a year. So why would I waste my time there? And I also saw that there's nothing major about like being in the public eye. The main thing that matters as a designer, yes, they say fashion and showbiz go hand in hand. I mean, but there are some people like who take it on another level. They are more into the showbiz than they are. When you assess their work, it is not as good as it is portrayed on TV or in those magazines. So my main focus is on the clients. And how do I meet those clients? You would be like asking, if you're always away from the public eye, how will you get the client? The moment you let your work speak, put out quality work, clients always come looking for you. From someone like, for example, I see someone looks at Lynn and they say, oh, Lynn is always, I've noticed a change in Lynn's style. And they will approach Lynn, who's behind your fashion? And they always say, Mulc UG. And they'll be longing to meet Mulc UG, not the person that is, I see that guy is always on TV. That guy is always what? Sometimes clients that I can even pay for your services end up getting scared to like reach out. They probably think that the people you're with are paying a lot of money, and yet most of those people that are in the public eye usually get services for free or at a very low rate. And me, I position myself in places where I'll get clients that can really afford my services without complaining. Nowadays, you know, clients always want to portray something that they are not nowadays. They want to look as if they made it in life. They're the baddest, working with the best designers. But when they can't afford that lifestyle, so if you're always out in those social events, you will attract that kind of client. After giving them the service, they'll go on social media claiming, oh, so and so gave me an outfit and it started tearing at the event. But when you look back at all the photos and the videos they were shooting at that event, the person was very happy and they left the event last. There was nothing like ripping of the outfit, or the outfit is not what we ordered. But if you distance yourself from that kind of noise and drama of showbiz, you'll always attract the right clients. Anyway, we all have our target clientele. So my target clientele is not the type that I will meet in those social events, unless it's like a charity ball, maybe
a gala
at golf, or like in another client's office. Those are the kinds of clients I will approach. The affluent, the big business owners, the people that have started, it could even be middle class, but they want to upgrade their style and they've saved up for it. That's my target clientele. Obviously, I don't say no to people in the public eye like celebrities, because I worked with them previously. As long as you can afford my services and you will appreciate my services and value my services, you can come and work with me, as long as you won't give my brand headache asking for payment. Because if you ask very many creatives, they are like having a back and forth with most of these people that are in the public eye, demanding for their money. Someone borrows clothes and just for an event, and they refuse to return them, or they pay half and they fail to complete. And I don't want my brand to be associated with that kind of crowd.
People usually they suffer a lot. There are so many horror stories where someone is like, when I went away with my money, and I was supposed to do this. I'm curious. Okay, of course, apart from yours, are
Yes.
there any, let's say, brands like Ugandan fashionistas or designers that you really love? Whose work you really love?
I obviously
Sikalango,
haven't.
but
Yes,
just
I
telling me.
understand. Obviously, they are designers I really respect because they are more of like me. They are not all over the place.
Okay.
And they let their work speak. I love designers like Beryl Couture by Anita Beryl.
Oh yeah.
I love designers like Sham Tyra. I think those are the ones I can mention for now. But obviously there is a big list. But those are the top.
I mean, Shantara has gone into ready to wear. Do you think that's something you would want to venture in sometime?
Yes, I would venture into ready to wear, but I don't feel like the Ugandan market is ready for that. Would have to like put up a strategy that is really good to attract the international market. If I'm to go into ready to wear or my brand, I would basically be targeting the diaspora because there is a certain price point that Ugandans are willing to pay for ready to wear. They would be like, why would I pay that amount of money for a piece that is being worn by 30 other people?
Right. But I don't know, I'm seeing people like actually pull it off. SCW, even
and the kind of I've thought about the ready to wear, but the kinds of rates they're not yet with the Ugandan brands. I see probably with Nigerian brands like Andrea Imaya. There are a couple of other brands. That is usually the price point that I would want to charge. And Ugandans can't. They usually don't want to pay more than probably $50 for a ready-to-wear piece.
I think $100 is like their max.
Yes, $100 is like the
like
maximum,
luxury.
and those are the pieces that won't even be moving.
Right.
And when you look at other African designers, you see that even if they put up something from their ready-to-wear collection that is even $1,000, it is selling out. Like after like one day or even less than a day, the moment they drop the pieces, sold out. But in Uganda, you can even put out a ready-to-wear piece at $35 and it takes months and months until you do a sale just to get rid of it.
Wow.
So that is the main focus.
You have mentioned like Nigerian designers. Are there like other African designers that you really enjoy? Whose work you enjoy?
I actually prefer black or African designers more than I do the international designers. I love designers. There is a designer called Ese Zenabo. It's a black designer, Nigerian, based in the US. There is Alonuko Bridal. It's a Nigerian designer based in the UK. There is Gad Johan Kotzi, based in South Africa. There is Vicky James, based in Nigeria. There is Atafo, the legendary Atafo. And there are a couple of other brands African designers that I love because of their creativity, and they always let their work speak. So you just look at the work, they are very authentic. You can look at a designer's piece and know that this piece is definitely by Atafo. This piece is definitely by Gad Johan. So unlike most designers nowadays in Uganda, it's just about recreating. Yes, you can get inspiration from a piece by some other designer, but don't like copy. Yes, we have our clients say, I want exactly this. But always get a way of like talking to your clients and convince them to like trust your craft. Yes, you will get inspiration from that, but not like a recreation and copying. So I think that is what I love most about those designers that I've mentioned.
What's your fashion hot take?
My fashion
hot take, unpopular opinion.
My unpopular opinion. I've never thought about it.
Is there like a trend that you're just over? Is there, is there like a trend that you're tired of? Is there something you want to see more of?
Something I want to see more of is something I'm tired of, and this is my reason. The illusion net, what they call skin net, when it comes to bridal gowns. Yes, one of the designers I mentioned, Alonoko, is an expert in illusion net, but there is a way I'm tired of it because it is not as timeless.
Really?
It's not as timeless because
as opposed to like leaving it to be white and off the skin tone color.
Yes, it is better. It is better that way because usually some creatives, they usually use less that actually doesn't exactly match.
Right. Yes.
And the bride is looking weird.
I think it doesn't make sense when it doesn't match exactly.
Because it looks really weird, and they've like done these cutouts. You're seeing white, like a white thread, the outline of the design they've used on the illusion, and I'm like, what is going on? Kindly, if you like can't do the good beading and all that, and if you can't really match the illusion net to match the skin color of the person, I just think creatives should just leave that to the pros.
What would be your advice for a man who is trying to dress better, who's trying to be taken seriously in this world?
I look for an image consultant like Mulc UG. If you're a professional, you're not in the fashion scene, you're just a professional, like in the corporate world. Get yourself, work with an image consultant. If you're not in the professional field, get a fashion stylist, a personal shopper, and then they can help you out.
There's that perception that image consultants are for actors and people who are already in the public eye. Are they also for people who are
even people that are not yet in the public eye, and probably you have hopes, probably you're planning on standing for presidency, member of parliament, or you want to become president of some big organization or something, you need an image consultant. It may not be now, maybe, or the next year, but if you have hopes of that, you have to find yourself an image consultant. Know the things, and there are clients that look for image consultants, but they want to coach the image consultant on how to do their job. The purpose of the client is just to give the image consultant a brief of what they would want to be perceived in public, how they would want to look, and you let them do their work and then trust their work fully. And then you will see a change in your style.
Okay. What makes like a perfect bridal design? Like, at what point do you say, oh, this is perfect, we're not going further? Is it something that you feel as you're like design? Like, there's some people who will be like, okay, let's add this, let's remove this. Then, you come up with a design and then you're like, oh yes, this is the one. Or is it something where you're just like, I don't know, working with a formula that works or something like that?
I think perfect varies from client to client. Perfect varies. But the moment you see like the face of a client lighten up, when they are feeling very comfortable in that particular piece, be it a male client or a female client. Female clients usually get emotional and they cry. Others just scream. Others are not into the extremes, but if you really know them, you'll really know that this client is really impressed and they're feeling really comfortable, and this is their dream. Usually clients for weddings, there are very many clients, they don't really know what they want. So they want to try out a couple of things. Someone says, I want I just want to look really good on my day, but they don't know what will work for them. So that is where I usually advise clients, probably, especially if it's a female client, start with the bridal, select the designer you want to work with.
Okay.
Basing on their aesthetic,
style,
and their style, because all designers are different. There are those ones that are extra, then there are those other designers that if you want something that is more timeless, something that is relaxed, go to them. Choose your designer, then go start with bridal shops.
Okay.
Because bridal shops have a variety of pieces you can try on. You just pay a small fee. Usually in Uganda, it's from as low as 50,000 to 300,000 to try on like about 5 pieces. So try on a variety, see how you feel in that kind of silhouette, and then go and schedule a consultation with your designer or your stylist. Usually get a stylist. If you can afford the stylist, get a stylist and they'll go with you. And so you'll brief the stylist about what you want, and then they'll talk to your designer exactly about what you want. And sometimes you would know the silhouette, but you don't know what details would work for you. So during the consultation with the designer and your stylist, you will be like given different fabric options. And I guess from there, that is how you get to know that this is what works for me best. And some clients usually don't really know what they want. Even if you start the production process, yes, they know they want a mermaid gown, but they don't know if they want a floral design, or they want lines, or they want pearls. So it is until you've made like a particular piece, and then you start trying different fabric samples on their bodies, that they decide that this is really what I want. So I think something perfect is usually known, not exceeding the first fitting session. Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's usually so much pressure at that point, because it's like, it's the dress. Like for a lot of women, it's the dress that they're always going to remember and always going to, post and blah, 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 blah. So does that pressure kind of get to you, like, because you're like, I don't want to mess up someone's, special day?
Obviously, but anyway, to us, it obviously gets to us sometimes, but with time you get used to it.
Okay.
All you have to know is you have to give the client your best.
Right.
Give the client your best, and obviously you
I
won't
feel like now
disappoint. And listen to what
days, right?
Listen to what they are telling you, what their kind of style, what their dream for their big day is. Yes, we are very creative, but there is a client that is not into florals, and you're trying to impose the florals on the client. Listen to the client. They may be into the pearls, or something that is more of like plain, something that is just elegant, the bridal satin, and they probably just want something plain. Listen to your client, and it will be almost impossible. Yes, most times clients, especially females, they change their minds.
Right.
But that is why I advise creatives, before you start the production process, give the client ample time to make a decision. Tell them, I've given you like 1 month or 3 months. That they will be like, that is why they advise people to make bookings for weddings at least 6 months in advance. Some designers even ask for 1.5 years.
Right.
Because when you approach them, they say we are not taking bookings for that period. Or they would you'd have to pay like double. If you're meant to pay like, for example, $3,000 for your gown, you'd end up paying like 6,000. So always meet your designer earlier. Sometimes people would be like, sometimes I would get proposed to in this month of September, and probably my wedding is in November. How would I probably some people even say that 1.5 years in advance is too much, because
that's
I'm
what
probably
I would
still
think.
single. I don't have a man. I don't have a wife. How do I book 1 year in advance? But for those that have spouse, fiancés,
right,
in that period, I would advise for a better experience, book in advance. Obviously, designers accept, even if you have 1 month, they could accept, but obviously be ready to do what? To pay an extra charge. Don't think you will pay the same amount they charge for the normal, the normal setting when you've showed up like one month into into your wedding day. So give yourself time. Usually a client, today they will say, I want this. After like 2 weeks, they will call you and they will be like, I don't feel I would be comfortable since I would be like walking around like for long. I don't think I'll be comfortable in that kind of silhouette. So always, that is why we advise, like, give it time, decide on what you want, and then the production process moves on.
Can get into it. Okay. Recently you had a collection, your bridal collection called Genesis.
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
The Genesis collection, we wanted to release a collection the moment we were like joining the wedding field. But we're not like in the creative sense, we're having like a creative block.
Okay.
We're not having lots of creations in our heads. Lots of creatives go through this. So we said there is no rush. Very many brands out there that launched some time back took a while before they put out their first collection, and we wanted the first collection to be like really exquisite, something that is very extraordinary. So we gave ourselves time and we decided to come up with those pieces. Usually our clients, before we released this, were more clients that wanted very simple kind of designs. When they go for something glamorous, they don't want too much. So we wanted to like show them the possibilities that you can still look very demure in a fabric that is very glamorous. Yes. Okay. So the silhouettes are more of like, they show your curves, but not showing too much. You obviously, and this collection is really good for people that are more of like Christian or Muslims. Usually in church there is a standard.
True.
Because sometimes you would want some designs, but practically you can't be allowed into church in that kind of design. Practically you can't be let into the mosque with that kind of design. These designs are very elegant, and yet they are bold. They are meant for the bold, sophisticated and adventurous bride and groom. You will still look very, very nice, very extra for your wedding day, but still looking modest. Yes.
Okay. There was the piece that really caught my eye was the kind of suit dress, like the blazer dress.
The blazer dress. Yeah, that was mainly meant for the non-conformist brides.
The edgy ones.
Yes, those that are very edgy, they are playful. They don't want, usually some brides say, I don't want the stress of the long gown, like kicking that thing, walking. I would get tired. I want something that is playful. So we had to make that blazer dress that can be used for the vows. It can be used for a beach wedding, anywhere you're going. Even if it's after party, you can use it. So we had to create that piece. The other pieces obviously are for the modest person, and then you said if they want to probably like loosen up for the after party, they can wear this. If they probably have 2 events, because nowadays clients can be having a church wedding on a separate day, and then after like a week they want also like a church, a beach kind of setting or destination, like up there in the mountains or something. That's something that you can wear anywhere, that particular piece.
True. should we expect more bridal collections in the future?
Obviously, this is the Genesis,
Yes.
collection. It is the beginning of everything. Obviously, every season you'll be getting a bridal collection from Mulc UG.
Okay, we'll be waiting. What are your sights for the future? What are you excited about?
We are excited about taking over the international wedding scene.
Period.
I see the Mulc UG brand as Africa's foremost wedding fashion brand for all brides all over the world.
Okay.
I see Mulc UG as the go-to for all grooms. Usually most brands focus on probably only the brides. So we are building a brand that will cater for both the brides and the grooms without clashing.
Yeah.
Usually a groom would go to another designer and the bride goes to another designer, and what they come up with, yes, they are exquisite designs, but they don't match. So if a couple like comes to Mulc UG and they entrust us with their wardrobe, it is very easy like to match everything. We know their wedding is on this day, it is in this location, this is how they want to look, and everything will be matching. So we see ourselves as Africa's foremost wedding fashion brand, and obviously working on very big projects internationally. That is the major. Yeah.
Okay, Godspeed with that. Thank you for taking that time. I think we can end here.
Okay.
But please share with us what you've learned, or what part of this episode was your favorite, and follow Mulc on all the socials. Of course, it will be tagged in the description below. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.